Welcome back to Couch 10 Martial Arts School and the Channel 1 News, Return of Service, Couch 10 Martial Arts School. Courtesy of YouTube this time, space. And many, many time spaces. Alright, today's top story. Only one universal family and the finite universe. Some more details regarding the finite universe. Alright, one universal family. See, I have it worded here. Let's see how it reads on the screen. Only one universal family. Okay, now, it reminds me right away of a person I'm very, very fond of, as I've mentioned before in previous articles and posts on the internet. Master Jun Fan, also known as Master Bruce Lee, founder of Jeet Kune Do. And much like the late master once said, truthfully, in all truth, fact, and facts and reality, the entire universe is actually always only one universal family, always, regardless of all, always, period. You know, much like Master Bruce once said, he said, under the sun, there is but one universal family. And he also said, it just so happens that people are different. But he was right in the one universal family aspect of it, that much, but he was always right about that. Now, it's a tough subject and interesting subject, but perhaps all is technically related to all, always, regardless of all, always. But no matter what, Master Bruce was right, because in some way, the universe is always one universe, only one universal family, always, regardless of all, always, period. Because for one thing, we, all people and all things, we the universe, all come from one place and from one thing and from one person, me. And we were all created by me with my magic power called omnipotence. I created myself with it, and I created all else with it. So in that sense, we all, the universe, we all come from the same thing, from the same origin. So in that sense, at minimum, the universe is always just only one universal family, always, regardless of all, always, period. Now, it's also important to mention that there is sometimes spaces, potentially always, I suppose, but who knows how much, but there's the MO or modus operandi of what I call and classify as the ancestral dominance complex and or complexia. And it's important, it's pertinent when we're discussing regarding family matters, things like one universal family. Because some peoples have been known to power trip about it, go on a power trip about it, based on ancestral or the ancestral dominance complex. Domination through ancestral complex or intercomplexia. Such as, if we looked at me, for example, my mother trying to exert dominance over me based on ancestral factor and or factors, which is absolutely totally ridiculous because I'm the oldest of all in the first place. Only, always, regardless of all, always, period. And I was around long before my mom was created. I was around long before all else was created. So it's tough. It's tough. We see some people's going on power trips out here about it. My mom, my dad sometimes, my older brother sometimes, my aunts, my uncles, my grandparents. So anyway, in some way, we are only always one universal family. Some good way, only always. All right, next subject. Let's see, this is somewhat of a recap or a continuation of a previous article titled The Finite Universe. All right. In this videography, I'm explaining some of my rationale behind my decision. Why, for one reason, at least one reason why, and or more reasons, why I decided on a finite universe versus an ever-expanding universe or an infinite universe. Okay, rationale one, an ever-expanding or infinite universe means, and would be, and would always mean, an ever-expanding or infinite workload, and an ever-increasing distance between our family and or our peoples of the universe. And the idea out here is kind of basically to try and keep the whole family together, keep the whole universe together, working as a unit and be united as one universe and work together at all things. So it makes more sense on those grounds to have a finite universe. And my idea was, and is still, to have a finite universe and facilitate eternal life and eternal existence for and regarding all, only, always, regardless of all, always, period. And who knows how many other reasons I decided on the finite universe, but it's not that an infinite universe or an ever-expanding universe wasn't possible. It's that it's not the better idea. The better idea is a finite universe and facilitate eternal life and eternal existence for everybody and everything. Okay, so there's at least a couple reasons why. An ever-increasing workload and responsibility, and an ever-increasing distance between our peoples of the universe. Less and less ability to stay in touch. All right, let's see here. I think that concludes our discussions today, except, that's right, I have one more article to share. It's somewhat of a commentary on jail life. And let's see here. I got a video for it. See if we can get her on film here. Jail life, a commentary on jail life. How horrible it is in jail. The exact, specific, total hell it is in jail and inside any and all of my facilities. One reason why it is that horrible is because that's what's required to effect justice. Because that's how stubborn my peoples are, and that's how horrible it gets out here sometimes. But anyway, let me get her online here. All right, get a good camera angle here.
Welcome to the Channel 1 News and Eternal Service of Constantine Martial Arts School. Today's top story, the Snickers bar that you can never ever get. Thanks. On the right side of the line, total wealth is the fact. On the wrong side of the line, you get Jack Smack. A rhyme that was somewhat written by a guy with the middle name Pat. And remembering fondly my days at the DCCC. No matter what it was, the Snickers bar that you could never ever get.
Commentary on jail life. Stay tuned for more later. Constantine Martial Arts School and the Channel 1 News, courtesy of YouTube. 10,000 baht.